Guys. So, with our episode kind of getting cut short earlier in the week, here is our 10 questions plus our picks episode. So this is the intro for the second clip. If you just want to watch the picks, locks, upsets, game to watch, as well as our picks for Browns Patriots, check it out here. Roll the film. All right, we got to move on here. Running a little bit short on time. Picks. Here we go. Lock, upset, and game to watch. I ended with Jordan, so Kyle gets to start. Kyle, your lock of the week hit last week. The Ravens outlasted the Vikings in overtime. Double down and give me another lock.
I'm taking the Cardinals because I think that Kyler will be healthy and be able to play in this game.
Does it matter if Hopkins plays?
No.
Or do you think they're still going to win regardless?
I think they would win regardless because they still have good receivers outside of Hopkins. I mean, obviously Hopkins is one of the best in the league, but Christian Kirk and Rondale Moore are both pretty solid, and A.J. Green is alive, and Zach Ertz played pretty well.
Is alive. All right.
And if not, then they're just going to ground and pound with James Conner again.
My lock of the week, I wrote it down a couple hours ago, and I'm starting to feel less confident in it, but I'm still going to say it. I got the Steelers over the Lions. It should happen, but if there was ever a time for the Steelers to be classic Steelers and play down to their competition, maybe this is the time that Detroit gets its first win of the year, and I would not be upset about that.
I almost put that as my upset.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about it. Jacqueline.
They did me wrong last week. I'm hoping they can redeem themselves this week. I have the Bills
Some lock.
winning over the Jets. I would be okay if this doesn't hit because that is very good for the Patriots.
Agreed.
However, I don't really realistically see the Bills losing to the Jets after losing to the Jags.
Jordan.
That's funny because the Jets over the Bills is my lock. No, I'm kidding.
Imagine.
Mine's Baltimore. Mine's Baltimore over Miami. That's gonna be an absolute curb stomping.
That's what I was gonna go with, but I didn't know if we were allowed to pick the same team. I mean, I guess we can.
No, we absolutely could. This is not a competition. We're just kind of giving out a lock here. All right, I get to start with the upset. So my upset, I had 3 written down so I could kind of pick one on the fly. So I'm going to go with the Saints over the Titans. Saints have been Jekyll and Hyde all year. I think it's technically a close spread. I think the Titans are favored by 3 when I looked at it this afternoon. I feel like they're kind of due for a letdown. Big emotional win out in L.A. against the Rams, as we talked about. Early start, Saints aren't really going to be fazed by that because they're only coming from Louisiana. I think the Saints are going to come in with Alvin Kamara. I know he missed practice this week, or today, excuse me. He will be in, I think, and he will run all over that Titans defense. I think they're going to suffer a letdown, and the Saints are going to win. Jacqueline.
I have the Falcons over the Cowboys. The Falcons are coming off of a big win, and the Cowboys are coming off of a big loss. And I think that the Falcons are going to go into Jerry World and beat the Cowboys.
Jordan.
Yeah, mine is actually the Panthers beating the Cardinals this week.
Ooh.
I think this is, again, I don't want to play the contingency card. I'm going to keep it as Panthers over Cardinals regardless of who's the quarterback. But if Colt McCoy's the quarterback, they're not going to be able to throw the football. Not against that secondary. And, if Brian Burns recovers from the fact that Mac Jones nearly removed his ankle from his body, at least that's how he's playing it off as this week, they should be able to wreak some havoc on the
How's that amputation,
offense.
Brian?
Yeah.
Kyle.
Jeremy, I've got a good one for you.
Good, because it was on my list, too.
I'm taking the Vikings over the Chargers.
Yes!
I think that the Vikings are due for one of their patented how the hell do they win
that
this
too.
game wins. I think
so
they'll
true.
win because their kicker will
Save
make
Mike
a
Zimmer
kick.
win.
You're going to be like, oh, he's going wide left, and it's going to be right down the pipes.
As long as you're watching with me on Sunday when that happens, I'll be happy. The last time the Vikings and Chargers met up, I believe the Vikings put 51 on the Chargers, for what it's worth.
The Save Mike Zimmer game.
Yes. All right, game to watch. Jacqueline, you get to start here. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at 2.
Okay.
So I'm going to take...
What?
I'm sorry. I'm going to take the one that's not a primetime game, and I'm going to go with the Vikings-Chargers game. I actually was very intrigued by that game. I think it will be a good game, but I think that the Chargers will come out on top.
Jordan.
I mean, mine's Patriots-Browns. That's a very
good
intriguing
game.
matchup. It has
Big
very
playoff.
big playoff.
Yep.
Exactly. Playoff implications.
Sorry.
Are the Patriots legit? They're playing at home. Will they
We'll
sign Odell?
see.
Who knows?
Only favored by 2.
I mean,
so
hey,
technically not favored.
Yeah, so they're technically not favored, but
That's
it's
wild.
It's
but
a very
Chubb has
that's
COVID.
actually very exciting.
Chubb has
I know
COVID.
that's really surprising. They must
Chubb
know
has
something that we don't.
COVID.
Because
So
I will
does the
say,
other
and
running back.
hang on, let's save the Patriots talk for when we actually get to the game because I do have something on that. Kyle,
I'm a masochist, so my game to watch is the Eagles and the Broncos. I think that's just going to be a fun game because the
Define fun.
The Eagles play both
Like
these
pulling
two
teeth.
teams. Both these two teams just have weird games, and if they're both on it, it could actually be pretty exciting.
That is true. I will
you
give
know what?
you that.
You're not wrong.
The
But-
Eagles have pretty much every game the Eagles have played this year has been entertaining, and the Broncos have also had some really wild games.
Yeah. All right, my game to
Oh,
watch
that game's
is
gonna be hilarious.
my game to watch is definitely the other one that Jacqueline was thinking of, Chiefs Raiders.
Yeah, that was the other
Hey,
one.
hey, Raiders! Guess what? You want to prove to the rest of the league that you're legit? Beat the Chiefs in prime time at home. This is your chance to stake a flag,
Yeah.
bury the Chiefs even farther because the Chargers already have a divisional win on them. Do it, Raiders. I'm begging you. I'm done with the Chiefs. They've really started to piss me off because they keep getting put in prime time. There's now 3 games in a row, Monday Night Football, Sunday against Green Bay, and now Sunday night against the Raiders. They're not that good. It's not like the schedule makers had any way of knowing that, but I don't want to see them anymore. So just keep knocking them down so we can get them flexed out of Sunday night later in the year if they have another game there. All right, moving on to the Patriots talk. As we kind of set the table earlier with Jordan's game to watch there, Patriots-Browns, 1 o'clock. Iron Eagle on the call again. Thank God, no more Greg Gumbel. We're all happy. Kyle loves him some Charles Davis. Nick Chubb and, what was the other guy's name? His last name was Felton, I believe.
Dimitri
Sure.
Felton.
Dimitri, thank you very much. Both of those guys right now in COVID protocols. But what does the Patriots only being favored by 2 mean to me? Is that they think Chubb's going to come back for this game. That's what I personally think. It may not happen
Because they
but I
said
wouldn't be
Chubb's
surprised.
vaccinated, so if he
Exactly.
if he can
As
test
is
That's
negative-
my guess. That's what I'm thinking too. Vegas
Oh
knows
no,
something
Felton
that we
might
don't.
play.
He was really good
Dear-
that week.
but
so-
the other thing that leads me to believe that Chubb will
That was
return.
Dearness Johnson.
Oh, you're right.
Thank you. That's the other reason I think Chubb will return. They didn't sign another back to back up Dearness Johnson. They
Yeah.
lost their other 3. Chubb, Felton, and whoever that 4th guy was that I'm
Kareem
forgetting as
Hunt?
well.
Well,
No.
yeah, Hunt.
No,
is
no, no.
hurt.
He's on IR. There's another guy that they had that is also gone to COVID protocols. Bottom line, the fact that they didn't re-sign another guy kind of tells me either they think Hunt is coming back or Chubb is coming back. Either way, the Browns will have one of their best offensive weapons. Holy crap, English, at their disposal on Sunday. So let's go X factors real quick around the horn, and then we'll make game predictions, and then we'll get out of here. I'm going to lead on this one, and my X factor is Dante Hightower. We all know the Browns love to run the ball. And if there's anything that this Patriots defense has taught me, it's that they're very good at beating teams that can only do one thing. They can beat the Chargers, who can't run the ball. They can beat the Panthers, who definitely can't pass the ball. We know that. The Jets don't do anything well. The Texans, we made Davis Mills look like Steve Young, but after that, they really did stuff. So even in games that they've kept close, the Buccaneers, they can't run the ball. The Cowboys have been the most balanced team they faced this year. They gave up almost 500 yards of offense, and 2 turnovers are the only reasons that game was not an absolute blowout. The Browns do qualify as a balanced team, and you have to stop the run. They've been doing a better job week after week. Dante Hightower's got to get downhill and make a lot of tackles against these Browns running backs. So that's why he's my X factor. Jacqueline.
See, I feel like this is my X factor every single week.
And it's not Winovich.
No, it's not. It's the tight ends. I'm like, come on, people. Like, I need the 2 tight end set to freaking work. And it's just not. And I don't even know if Johnny Smith is even going to play in this game. And if he's not, then I need Hunter Henry to keep on stepping it up, keep on getting them touchdowns, because I love me
I'll
some
keep
tight
slandering him
ends.
for you.
I love me some tight ends. And honestly, I think another big X factor is going to be special teams. I'll say it.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I will say it.
Chase McLaughlin kind of wets himself as a kicker in a big moment. So, Jordan, your X factor here.
Mine's Jonnu Smith. It's getting hard to defend him, and I don't know if it's his fault entirely or if it's the offensive game planning's fault, because they don't scheme him open. They run a lot of plays where they just kind of are like, yeah, you're the second or third read. If you're open, we'll throw it to you. If you're not, then Mac Jones is going to get sacked and rip off Brian Burns' ankle. But if, like, this was the guy that we all were, like, all nuts about, except Jacqueline fell off her treadmill when Hunter Henry signed,
Yeah.
but that's beside the point. Jonnu was the guy. That was the guy I wanted above everybody else this offseason. Get a tight end like Jonnu Smith. He was perfect. It's not working right now.
He's an
He needs to
athlete,
have a
but it
big
doesn't
game.
look like he has a lot of football sense for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
he needs to have a big game. He needs
Kyle.
to.
Mine is RB1 Brandon Bolden because Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson are both concussed, or they're in concussion protocols. They both might not be able to play. So they're going to be relying a lot on Brandon Bolden. While he has been good this year, I think a lot of it is because he's not the main guy. So teams aren't planning for Brandon Bolden. This week, the Browns are probably planning for Brandon Bolden. So if they've figured him out and Brandon Bolden can't do anything, then they're going to be in a lot of trouble. I also did say Ramondre Stevenson just because I'm manifesting him being healthy and playing in that game and having a big game. But also, I think that's just one other one quickly. Matthew Judon needs to have a big game because as much as I love Baker Mayfield, when he panics, things go bad for the Browns.
That is true.
You need Matt Judon to be wreaking hell on Baker Mayfield in this game because that is how the Pats will win this game, is if Baker Mayfield is making dumb decisions because he has no time to do anything because Matt Judon's like, hi there.
What is up, my
All right.
guy?
One thing to note before Jordan goes, and then we'll wrap up with our picks. For what it's worth, Mac Jones has not been good the past couple of weeks. Turnovers, looks sped up in the pocket, throwing low a lot, seems hurried. It might be because he's hitting the rookie wall. Now, guys go in college, they play 13 games, and then maybe they'll play another game if they're in the national championship. They go right to combine stuff, then they go to their off-season program, then they go to their teams. If you add up the preseason games in which Mac Jones played all of them, and they go into this Week 10 matchup, he will have played 13 games. This is where he should be hitting the rookie wall, and I think it's starting to show a little bit with the fatigue. The Patriots are starting to win more like we thought they would, running the ball and playing defense, and they're going to need to rely on that because no rookie quarterback has ever led a team to the Super Bowl. No rookie quarterback has really led a team deep into the playoffs, unless I'm forgetting one off the top of my head. Because
Was it
Mahomes,
Roethlisberger, maybe?
he led him. Yes, that's probably it. He led him to the AFC title game, and they lost to the Patriots. That's right.
But it was technically his second season in the
Was
league,
it?
though.
Was it?
Well, no. Well, he didn't play his first year. I'm
I
pretty
thought
sure
he
he's
came in midway
check
through
that.
his first
pretty
year.
sure-
I think Cordell
I'm
Stewart
pretty
got
sure.
hurt.
I could have sworn he was behind. He was behind Smith his first season.
Okay.
I will double check that.
Anyway.
No, he played 14 games in 2004, 13 starts.
Yeah, they definitely got hurt then. Cordell Stewart or whoever that guy was got hurt, and then Roethlisberger came in. Anyway, there's not a long track record of rookies leading guys deep into the playoffs, and it's a late bye week for Mac Jones. You have to hope that Mac Jones can kind of he's kind of regressing. If he can plateau a little bit and stay steady Eddie, don't have to be all over. You don't have to go up. Just stay steady, get to the bye week, and then see what happens after that. But Jordan, you had a point that you wanted to bring up before we get into game picks.
Yeah, I was going to say secondary X factor is Mac Jones. If the defense isn't completely, shutting down the Browns offense, he's going to have to, win the game for them.
Yep.
Because only having Brandon Bolden and then I'm guessing J.J. Taylor as well as your running back core, you're going to have to throw the damn ball.
Nobody put Isaiah Wynn as their X factor, but I don't even want to think about him matching up against
Yeah,
Myles
no,
Garrett
I
all
was
game
gonna
long.
say-
I'm banking on Trent Brown coming back.
Yeah, I was
Scary.
gonna say the Browns'
Scary.
X factor is
Didn't
Myles
Trent Brown
Garrett.
practice?
He did.
Yeah.
He's got 21 days to get activated off of IR, so we'll see what happens. All right, moving on, finishing up with game picks here. I'm gonna go with Jordan. You can start here. What is
I
your
actually-
game pick? Who you got winning?
I actually think the Patriots are going to do a good job of shutting down the Browns offense. I think they're going to create some short fields for Mac Jones and company, and I think they're going to win 31-18. I don't think the Browns are all that good. They beat up on a fraudulent Bengals team with a terrible coach.
Definitely put that into the spreadsheet before we forget that. Kyle.
Yeah, I did.
I'm taking the Pats as well, only because I'm a homer, of course. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be kind of an ugly game. Like, I think both Mac and Baker are going to probably have a couple turnovers apiece. I think the defenses are really going to shine, but in the end, I'm going to say this game's going to end 27-24. Partially because I think there's just going to be short field for some of these teams.
Patriots have gotten defensive touchdowns each of the past 2 weeks, and I think that continues this week. I have them winning 24-16. It's going to be ugly, and it's going to be a field goal fest late by the Browns. I think the defense will ultimately hold up in a last-ditch drive from Cleveland. Jacqueline, I saved you for last because obviously,
Thank
I mean,
you.
your loyalties are split on this
My
one. Who you
loyalties
got?
are split, but I am going with the homer pick. I will be picking the Patriots solely because Nick Chubb is on the COVID list. If he wasn't, I would be a little bit more inclined to make this a closer game, more of a flip-floppy one. However, I will be taking the Patriots 27-13.
All right, there we go. That'll do it for us. Check out our weekly picks graphic. If you want to see our picks for all of the games, you can check us out at Mass with Mikes on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Massholes with Mikes on YouTube, as well as Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thank you to Jacqueline, Jordan, and Kyle for joining me. I'm Jeremy saying have a good rest of your Week 10, everybody. Enjoy the games.